Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now to...
The Johnny Cash.
Very quickly, we are running out of time, so I'm going to go over some of the points here as quickly as I can. If you have any questions for me, by all means, come and speak to me afterwards. To evaluate our speech evaluators, Michael did a wonderful job of breaking down the very purpose of an icebreaker. It's very complimentary of Pei Win's not only preparation but his composure, his poise. We all know how hard it is to do something the first time, and Michael did a wonderful job of acknowledging something that was very well done, especially for a first-timer. Very detailed evaluation on the components of the speech as well as the structure of the speech, which is something that we really want to pay attention to, because as more experienced Toastmasters, as evaluators of less experienced Toastmasters, we are our fellow members' guides, and we're really here to give them a point of departure from this first speech and moving on to the second and third. Very well done, Michael. You mentioned almost all of the same points that I had for Pei Win as far as points of improvement, etc. And you use the sandwich approach, which is something that, as we all then be speech evaluators as well, want to be mindful of, beginning with very complimentary points, not whitewashing the speech, but actually saying, this is what you did well, this is what you want to improve on with your next one, and by the way, these are the great overall points that you want to take with you. Moving on to Suzanne's speech evaluation. Started out with a personal story, which is an interesting way, something that I sometimes forget, to break tension. Suzanne was clearly uncomfortable with the topic and the presentation of Vivian's speech. I didn't find it objectionable, but then again, it takes a lot to make me blush. However, it should be noted that certain topics are not welcome by certain people, and I think that Suzanne navigated those waters very well. Talked about things that you might want to improve, but before you went into that, Suzanne, you did a really good job of pointing out it was entertaining, great vocal variety, great energy, great use of body language, etc. Points of improvement, I think those were spot on as well. One thing that you might want to work on with your next speech evaluation is really wrapping your speech evaluation around the main point. It was difficult for you because you didn't have an actual guide to use as a speech evaluator. You didn't know exactly what the goals were, but in that case, with your experience, evaluate the speech as presented. So we do the best that we can with what we have in front of us. That's tough to do, but I think you're up to that. Lastly, as far as our speech evaluators are concerned, Ken. Wonderful. Funny intro, warm recap of the purpose. Notice what Ken did with his speech evaluation. And notice that I paused between speech and evaluation. He gave a speech. He came up here, he had 2 to 3 minutes to present some critical analysis of what happened in the speech that he was looking at, had a strong introduction, had a great body, and then gave us a conclusion. He lost his way there in the middle, but I thought that was very well done. Talked about points that related directly to George's speech, but also things that we all as speakers can take with us as we prepare our next speeches. And to follow up on that, remember how I said I get nervous when I speak? I need to breathe. Let's look at what Ken did, which is really great, and I don't want to put too many bonnets, too many ribbons in your bonnet. But as far as the presentation of the critique, great vocal variety, great vocal projection, body language, use this lectern as a prop to really engage us. And he really engaged the audience. So well done, sir. Very well done. Your evaluation was as inspirational as the speech that you were evaluating. Very well done.